Well, hey, howdy, Lauren. Okay, here's the rundown on the 319 arc lantern. One of my guys sent me this one. We're going to be restoring it for him, but the work hasn't started yet. But this one is complete. So I'm going to run down everything that's going on with these so you can compare it to what you got. First of all, you need a top loop nut to hold that on. Okay, if you don't have that, I can come up with a very tolerable reproduction part. The next is the shade and shade assembly, which I think you have. So we're just going to put that aside. I didn't notice if you had a bail or not. If you don't have a bail on the wood handle, that's another item that I can do a very good reproduction of. The next thing you might have is your burner frame. Holding everything together is this mast. Oh, I got this sucker tightened in there too tight. Good grief. Anyway, this piece unbolts and it holds the burner manifold up tight against the cage. Okay. There's a vent cone that goes around the intake manifolds, which I think we'll get to that later. I'm sorry, I should have had a wrench here, but I don't. I'm going to try to take this apart. The generator, which I don't think you have, you can buy a reproduction generator from old Coleman parts. The generator is the same one that works on a 316 and a 319, and I think he charges about 40 bucks for that. You'll also need the nut, which is extra. Your burner frame, it looked like, is being held in place by your valve. The valve you have is incorrect. It looks like it's from a 316, not a 319, and I'll show you the difference in a second here. I wish I had three hands. Okay, there you go. There's a bolt, see, just like that, that holds the frame to the valve. Now this is where you're going to run into trouble. The valve you have is a straight valve that goes from the font up to where the generator hooks up. That's a 316 valve. The 319 valve is offset because your generator does not run straight up in your burner assembly. See, that's the bottom of your assembly there, and you can see that it's offset. So I think you got all of this. It's just that you're going to need to get a valve. Now, to find an original valve, good grief, I don't know what you're going to have to pay for it. They're rare in hen's teeth. You might be able to find one. Check with Warren Wright. He's got a real big supply of all kinds of hard to find stuff. He might be able to set you up with one. He's kind of a magical guy for parts. Or keep an eye out, old Coleman parts. They might have it too, but I doubt it. What else you're gonna need? Oh, a mica shade. You're gonna need a mica shade, and you can get that from Rob Butts. It's ROBBUTTS. Both Warren and Rob participate on Facebook, so you can do searches for them in their groups. I think you're going to need a collar. I do a reproduction collar. It's exactly the same size. Holes are all where they're supposed to be, but there's no font on it. It's just a plain collar. I use that for 319, 316s, quick lights, all kinds of stuff. Use that body, that collar body. Your globe rest, you're going to need that. I can make one once again. To find one is going to be a problem. Original is going to be a problem, but I can make one very, very similar. It doesn't look exactly like it, but it's a correct diameter, has the holes, and it has a little trap door that opens and closes. So there you go. Now, back to your valve. I do a reproduction of the 319. It's a 319T, and I use a modified 200A valve, which is offset. So I can set it up so it works just like an original. Pardon me. It looks a little different, but since everything is pretty much hidden, you won't be able to tell. So that's kind of where we're at. If there's more questions, you can ask me. And if I don't know the answer, I'll make something up. I'm kidding. I don't know. Oh, one common thing is that these rascals are prone to stress cracks. One good way to fix stress cracks is with Caswell Tank Sealer. It's not a difficult do-it-yourself project. I don't do tank sealing alone anymore. I will do it if it's part of a total restoration, but I'm no longer accepting fonts just to do the Caswell sealing. But I'll walk a guy through it if he wants to know how. So anyway, that's where we're at, and you let me know where you're at, and we'll blow up the next bridge when we get to it. All right, cousin, you have a good night. Bye.